In the simplest way of its explanation, the term stress means our inability to cope with different demands of life. These demands of life can come from different dimensions like our studies, our academics, our marital life, our different relationships at workplace, so on and so forth. Stress is caused by something which is technically named as stressors. Stressors can be triggered by different aspects of our life's ecosystem. It can be triggered by our academics, the way we lead our lives, the food that we take, the way we lead our lifestyle, and so on. Stress in the present days is sort of present everywhere. It affects each and every individual across the lifespan. And if someone is under the stressful conditions in life, then it affects a person in its totality. For example, if we are under stressful conditions or if we are undergoing stress, then our body, our mind, our emotions, our behavior, our personality, our day-to-day lifestyle would be affected by it. So, in a nutshell, stress, if we are under stressful conditions, then it leads to a life that can be hampered or affected in its totality or in a holistic manner across different dimensions. Stress tends to affect our body and our mind, brain or psychological setup in different ways. We have different hormones and neurotransmitters in our brain, and when we are under stressful conditions, it tends to affect both the phases or both the aspects of our body and our mind. For example, if we are under stress, then we would be facing certain decrease, increase or disturbances in our neurotransmitters, for example, dopamine, acetylcholine, serotonin and so on. At the same time, at the biological level or the physical level, we would be facing certain disturbances which can be linked with feeling tired or feeling fatigued, feeling energy that is low, feeling less motivated, feeling disturbances in our sleep, in our food, in our diet, in our lifestyle, in each and everything that we do on an everyday basis. When it comes to identifying a person who might be going through stress, different stressful conditions from different mental health illnesses or mental health conditions. It can be depression, it can be anxiety, it can be conditions like obsessive compulsive disorder, it can be phobia, it can be so many other things. So how do we exactly know what a person is going through when the person is going through all these aspects, all these problems? One of the rules of the thumb is there will be changes in the person. One can observe that the person is changing in some or the other way. For example, if a person is very extroverted in nature, the person likes to talk, the person likes to move freely, the person likes to shop or explore life, you can see there's a change and the person would like to drop in. For example, the person might be withdrawn from the real life situations. The person might feel comfortable when the person is isolated. The person might also break certain relationships, certain ties. The performance of the person in daily life might also get degraded or come low. There are many ways in which we can identify a person through which we can know that whether the person is under stress or in whichever mental health conditions. If at all we get a red flag that something might be wrong or something might not be right with the person, it is always advised to seek for a professional help, to seek for communication where the person can share his or her problems in a trusting and non-judgmental manner. People are vulnerable to stress in different life conditions across different ages and phases of life. For example, there are little children who undergo something called as exam stress, performance anxiety. When we grow up a little bit and when we seek social validation, we feel some stressful conditions going on in those phases of life also. So when we reach senescence, or when we cross the age of adult life towards the older generations, there also we might face certain stresses or undergo stressful conditions. So each and everyone across the lifespan is vulnerable or susceptible to be feeling stressed out. The vulnerability increases when someone is unable to cope, unable to adjust, unable to accept the stressful conditions and the realities of life. Stress can be managed in 101 ways in each and every moment of life. Stress management starts with de-stressing ourselves, making ourselves stress-free. And one of the most powerful ways is mindfulness. In whatever we do, whatever we think, whatever emotion that we feel, let us be connected with that. Let us be in a synchronization and balance that we are facing this at the first place. When we tend to avoid the problems, we go nowhere. This sort of escalates our stress. So being mindful, accepting, and being aware of stress that is in some way affecting our life, that's the first step in managing stress and de-stressing ourselves. Second is to de-stress ourselves or to manage stress, we need to have a healthy lifestyle. The way we conduct ourselves, the way we get up, the way we sleep at night, the way we eat, the way we socialize, our choices, our habits, our decisions, everything has a role to play in our lifestyle. When it comes to having a lifestyle, when we are under stress, it is understood that we will feel less motivated. We'll be having a lot of apprehensions, a lot of questions. Despite that, taking one step at a time, feeling one breath at a time, that will lead to a lot of stress management success and effectively de-stressing one life. And last but not the least, I said there are many ways, but last but not the least, one of the most integral ways of managing stress is self-empowerment. Our life is filled with stresses from different sides and from different levels, but we are empowered enough and we feel powerful from within that no matter whatever stress comes into my life, I'm ready to combat that. I'm ready to deal with that. I'm ready to negate that. I'm ready to be powerful, empowered so that I can live a life which is stress-free. Workplace is a setting when we deal with manifold types of work, manifold levels of work. We interact with many people at the same time, at the same place every day. So when it comes to work-life stress, yes, there could be many situations in which stress levels could be going to a higher scale at all the levels of the workplace hierarchy, starting from the administration to the employees to the lower level hierarchy stakeholders. So it's very important that the workplace stays safe so that both physically as well as psychologically someone feels stress-free. In order to have a stress-free workplace, we need to work on something called as workplace ergonomics. The look and feel of the workplace plays a vital role in keeping stress at bay. How we sit, what times of work duration that we have, the stretch of the timeline or a deliverable that we are supposed to deliver or give it as a service. These all play a very integral role in workplace stress management.